Hey girl, welcome to RAW&Becoming, a space where we talk about growing, becoming, and figuring it out in real time. I'm your host, Tamia Janae, and over here, baby, we keep it real, raw, and uncut. So if that's your vibe, grab a drink, get a blanket, and let's get into it, okay? Okay, y'all, so this is the very first episode of RAW&Becoming. I'm so excited to finally have put this episode out, and I make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure y'all share for the other girls who may not know about me, okay? So our very first episode is going to be called Girl Talk. So in this episode, we're going to be talking all things girl, life, everything about girlhood, okay? So if you're not a girl's girl, if you're not for the girls, you can go ahead and dip out right now, okay? Period. So my name is Tamia Janae. I'm 25 years old. I am from Houston, Texas. My favorite color is pink. I am an Aries, the best sign ever made, you know. We're not going to get into that, but okay. My dog name is Lily Lowe. She is my child, my everything. You might even hear her in the background. She might make an appearance. I don't know. Yes. Fun fact, I was actually supposed to release this podcast like a year or two ago. And I kept procrastinating. But I'm like, no. In 2026, we're locking in. So if you're watching this right now, lock in. Why is my name RAW&Becoming? Why is this podcast called RAW&Becoming? So originally, actually, when I first started this podcast about 2 years ago, my name was called For the Girls. I've always been like, I want to do a video for the girls who are out there who are figuring it out, and they're just like me. Like, I'm only 25. I've been through a lot. I've learned a lot. So it's just like, I'm pretty sure it's girls out there who probably feel like, dang, is there anybody else who's going through the things I'm going through? Am I the only person who feeling like, what am I doing? Am I doing enough? Where am I supposed to be in life? So I thought about it. I'm like, For the Girls is cute, but it's not me. Like, it's cute, it does what it needs to do, but I wanted something a little more personable. So I was like, what can I do that can relate to the girls? So I was thinking about how people always told me, like, I'm so raw, I'm so blunt, like everything I say out my mouth is so, like, you just never expect what I'm gonna say. So I was like, okay, we definitely gotta add the raw in there, but what can I add that will make the girls be like, okay, I want to be able to watch this podcast and it not feel staged. Like, I hate when I watch like podcast shows and it feels like unrelatable, or it just feels too set up. Like, for instance, I love Poor Moms. Shout out to Poor Moms because they are my favorite podcast. I love them down so bad. But it's like, even though where they came from and where they are now, even now, it still just feel like we watching two of our friends or two of our cousins just talking, about normal stuff that us girls go through that we can relate to at that, So I think that's where I got the RAW&Becoming from. It just goes in together, like, we keeping it raw, we not keeping a filter on it, but also we're still growing and becoming in real life. And we're not perfect. We're all human, So that's kind of just like a backstory of how I got my name, where it started from, and all that jazz. Very first topic is going to be self-love. So I can't even talk because this topic is so dear to me. Like, if you know me, you know one thing about me, I'm gonna spend money. I'm gonna spend money on myself. I'm gonna take myself out. I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna do all things that talks about Tamia. And I truly believe that as a woman, as a young girl, you have to love yourself. There's going to be times where you go through school, you go through life, you may get bullied, you may get talked about. You never know. You have to let all that go and not listen to all that nonsense and literally love yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you don't love yourself, then who will? If you don't love yourself, how can somebody else love you? And this is the main thing that I feel like all young women should know specifically, because who cares about that man? Who worried about a man? Who worried about a boy? Let that go. At the end of the day, I truly believe that if you love yourself so deeply, you will exude that through your confidence, through your aura, everything. But to say is to say, you have to love yourself as a woman. Love yourself, learn to be alone, learn to hang out with yourself. Take yourself out on a date. Go get some food, go get a meal, go get a drink, go shopping. I don't care what it is. For example, me. My example of self-love, I can literally wake up on Saturday, go get me some Dunkin', go shopping. And I don't mean you have to go to like the mall. You don't have to do nothing crazy. You can go to Marshall's, you can go to Ross, you can go to Target. You can get yourself something cute. Get you a little piece of jewelry. Like, I don't know, just things that you like to do. Channel that and start doing that for yourself, especially on the weekends. If you work every single day, For instance, I work Monday through Friday. So it is very important to me that I do something fun on the weekend, whether it be a Friday night, a Saturday, or even going to church on Sunday. Find something to do in your personal life and don't get caught up into life to where you always working or you always catering to other people. You need to cater to yourself. Yes, put God first, of course, always. But right under that, it needs to be yourself. You need to always put yourself first. And I think that once you start doing that as a woman, as a young lady, you're going to truly see a difference in how you feel and how you look, because it's like, I don't know. I literally just, I don't know. I just love self-love. I love myself. I love love in general. So yeah, enough ranting about that. Next topic that I want to talk about is trying new things. So in all these topics that I'm talking about, I can relate to 100%. So when it comes to trying new things, I've always been that person that's like, I don't want to try nothing new. I don't want to try nothing I'm not familiar with. And I don't want to do anything I'm not familiar with. I had a very closed off mindset. And I think it's just because I've always been antisocial. I've never really wanted to do anything with other people except for my friends. I do know how to talk to people. I do know how to talk and be around others. But when I was younger, I just never was like a friendly type. So anything that my parents made me do, I was very like, I don't want to do that. I would literally just have an attitude about it. Like, I would just be so negative. And now that I'm older, I kind of understand, like, okay, I see why they put me in this sport. Honestly, one thing I can say that I'm so grateful for, I'm so grateful that my parents and my grandparents put me in swimming, because a lot of people don't know how to swim. But I can say, okay, I know how to swim. Like, if it was a life or death situation, I can swim my way out, God forbid. But stuff like that. And I feel like when it comes to me being 25 and like navigating my 20s, I have truly been trying to teach myself, like, try new things and to get out of my comfort zone. Because if you don't try new things, you're going to be missing out on opportunities. Like, you're going to try something and you never know who you might meet. You never know where it might put you or what opportunity it may bring to you. So in that situation, I think you should take a step back and just be like, okay, somebody invite you somewhere, let me just go. Let me see what the vibes are like. Let me see if I have a good time. Like, if you do try something and you don't like it, it's okay. At the end of the day, you could say you tried it, you could say you liked it, and if you didn't like it, it's still okay. But just try it. Try new things, try new foods, try new places. Try everything that you can, especially when you're young. I would say if you're like 16 through 18 right now, try so many different things, because do you know how many times, 18, 19, 20, and I literally changed my mind about what I wanted to do in my life, what I wanted to be in my life. Like, I changed, and I'm so indecisive. Another characteristic of Aries, okay? But one thing I can say, I tried things and I decided I don't like that. When I first went to college, I thought I wanted to be a nurse, and then I changed it to teaching. Then I thought I wanted to do business just for me to come out on top with a health science. And I don't even use my degree, but that's a story for another day. I tried different things and I seen, okay, does this fit for me? Does this work for my lifestyle? Do not let people try to come in your life and tell you, oh, if you like this, do this. If you like that, do that. Try it for yourself, figure it out for yourself, and don't be scared to just take a leap of faith and just try it, because you're not losing anything. You did it, you tried it, and like I said, if you like it, great. If you don't like it, cool, but you tried it. Go with trying new things and trying new experiences. I'm going to throw in traveling in there. I think that traveling is something I have really been into in 2026. I have put at least 2 or 3 places on my vision board this year, and I have already traveled to 2 places that are on my vision board. And I would say since last year, I have been traveling more than I ever have. And I've always went on like cruises as a kid. Like, I've been on multiple cruises, but I've never like flown out the country. So I think that it has truly changed my perspective when it came to like traveling, because when you're young, you think that traveling is so expensive. You think that like, oh, I can't travel here. I can't do this, or it's too expensive. But it's like, don't ever put the mindset of you can't do something in your head, because that's negative. Like, do you know who we live among? Like, our God is an amazing God. Like, you can literally do anything that you put your mind to. So if you feel like you're uncomfortable with traveling and you're not comfortable flying yet, go on a cruise. Go on a little cute little cruise, try it out for like 3 to 5 days. And one thing I can say about a cruise is it's one price, everything is included, and you don't have to worry about anything. You know, the only thing you have to worry about is when you get off the boat, you do your excursions, but you still get back on the boat at the end of the day. So it's not like too much to worry about. And then maybe after you start off with cruises, you can get it to like vacations. And even if that's not your jam, if you like, you know what, I don't know if I want to travel out the country, that's just not me, go to some states, fly to some states. It's nothing to just pay for a little cute little weekend flight from Friday to Sunday, pack your little bag and go to the airport and get on a plane. And don't be scared to take that solo trip. Just like I said, when it comes to self-love and trying new things, like, girl, do it by yourself. If you can't find nobody to go with you, go by yourself. Like, you have to learn to do things on your own and be alone before you can even do it with other people. So, like I said, it's time to get up and it's time to travel, okay? Because you're going to look up one day and it's like, okay, you're going to want to be married, you're going to have kids. And it is so, so, so important that you travel and you have fun before you have kids. Like, girl, we young and turned over here. Hello? Summertime, we outside. So you need to go ahead and start prepping for that trip. If your friends decide they don't want to go, or if they decide they want to drop out, who cares? Go by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now, definitely be safe. Watch out, do your research, but don't let nothing get in the way of you doing things, like I said. So far, what have I said? Love yourself, try new things and experiences, and get on that plan. So we're going to dive into our next topic, which is going to be social media. So, I feel like I'm rambling. Let me take a sip of water. So when it comes to social media, I could talk about this all day. I hate social media. I really feel like in this generation, social media is how can I say it? Social media controls everything in this generation. Back in the day when I was in middle school, when I was in high school, we had social media, but it was just like Snapchat, Tumblr, MySpace. It wasn't like TikTok. And we did have Instagram, but Instagram wasn't that popular. TikTok is like taking over. And Instagram. Back in the day, you could post a Instagram post on Instagram and you didn't have to worry about how you look. You didn't worry about likes, comments, none of that. Nowadays, it's like everybody turn off their likes. People make you feel so insecure about posting on Instagram now because it's like people want their Instagram to look like a Pinterest board. If you go on Pinterest, everything on there is aesthetic, it's set up perfectly, it's cutesy, you know? So that's how Instagram is. Back in the day, we used to just post dumb stuff on Instagram. Like, it was just a place where we posted anything raw and uncut. Just like how we used to do on Snapchat. I miss Snapchat days because, baby, I love posting on Snapchat and to delete it in 24 hours, okay? But now, social media is just like getting into people's heads. It's basically controlling people's lives because everything that people see on social media, they try to use it to contradict their life. Everything that you see on social media is not real, babe. It is fake, okay? Come closer. Social media is fake. Don't believe nothing that you see on social media, babe. Somebody could post something and their life looks so glamorous. You know what I'm saying? It may look like they have all things luxury, all things they having it. But then behind closed doors, they might be struggling. And that's okay. I don't want to talk about nobody's situation. But I'm saying to say that it is not real. You cannot trust nothing that you see on social media because you never know the true facts or story of what's behind that. So a lot of people, for instance, this is a great example. People are 18 and 19 saying how they're moving into their first apartment, they're moving out their mom's house, whatever. I love that for them. If you're able to take care of yourself and you're able to do that at that age, that's a flex, period. But at the end of the day, why are we moving out of our parents' house if we're 25 and under, 24 and under, really? At the end of the day, when you're in your 20s, you're going to fail, you're going to try, and you might fail again. And that's okay because your 20s are for learning and growing. You're going to go through stuff through your 20s, and you're going to need somebody to lean on or pick back up. Now, if you don't have the best situation with your parents and you and your parents don't get along and you just, I need a healthy environment, I need to be around positive vibes, I cannot stay here, okay, that's understandable. And if you can do it for yourself, leave. Put yourself in a better predicament, a better environment, a better space, period. But if you have loving parents who, you know, they're pretty lean with your lifestyle and they help support you and you don't have to pay no bills, baby, stay at home, okay? Save your money because once you move out and you get into the real world, you're going to start realizing I got a car, I got an apartment, I gotta pay for food, I gotta pay for, I'm in school. Like, it's just so many things that contributes to living alone. And I think when we were younger, we took advantage of it because we were so ready to be grown and just move out of our parents' house and just live life. But when you get older, baby, and you start being alone, it hit different, okay? And I'm not trying to say that to scare anybody, but like I said, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, at the end of the day, social media is making people just feel like, even they making them feel like they not doing enough. Like, there's always this conversation of social media making people feel like, okay, am I in the right space? Am I doing the right things? But it's like, God has everybody on their own path, and you just need to stick to what you're doing and stop comparing your life to everyone else's. Because like I said on Instagram the other day, comparison is the true thief of joy. So stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing yourself to what you see on social media, and do you. Our next topic is going to be making friends and friends in general. This topic is so dear to my heart. It really is. You already know how the friendships go. You already know how it is making friends when you're in your 20s, making friends when you're an adult. So me, I can say that when I was younger, I was the type of person, I was very loyal to my friends. When it came to my friends, I don't play, okay? I still don't play. When it comes to my friends. But when you're younger, it's just so easier to make friends because you see that person every single day. More than likely, you making friends with people who go to the same school as you. So it's not like you're making friends off social media or like somewhere. Even if you go to like Boys and Girls Club, for instance, everybody went to the Boys and Girls Club. That's where you make friends. But as you get older and you get in your 20s and you start going through life, it's kind of harder to make friends. It's kind of harder to decipher, is this really my friend? Is this really not my friend? And I can say that I went through a few friendship breakups, even like losing my best friend. And it was very hard for me. Like, that was a very traumatic experience for me. But I'm happy that I went through it because it just taught me some things. I learned from those things. And it's no bad blood. But at the end of the day, as you get older, you change. Like, you're not going to be the same person you was from high school. So when you get older, your values change, your views change, everything changes. So yes, you may have a couple friends that you have from childhood that you grow old with, but in some instances, you're going to need to make new friends in your 20s who are going to be your adult friends that, you know, align with your views that you have now as an adult. So what advice I can give for making friends is, I would say definitely be open-minded, but don't go out of your way to make friends. I would say that, you know, keep your head down, still be friendly. Like, you know, that don't mean just be mean and just brush off anybody who tries to talk to you. But also, if you see somebody is like eager to hang out with you and eager to do things with you, don't be so quick to just be like, okay, like, let's be friends, you know. And don't be quick to make friends with people on social media because, like I said, social media is fake and you never know how that friendship is going to turn out. It is hard to make genuine friendships, and it's hard making friends. And I'm so grateful for the friends that I have now and the friends that I have made, because I genuinely feel like, okay, I do have a good set of friends that I can count on, but it wasn't always like that. And I did go through a phase where I didn't have very many friends, especially when I got from college and I moved to a new city. I didn't know a lot of people. I only had my high school friends. So then it was very hard for me to make new friends in the city that I lived and adjust to the people where I was. But after some time, you know, I gained me a few little friends. And I will say that if you feel like good energy from a person, if you feel like, okay, me and this person views align, me and this person morals align, you know, like, think about stuff like that. Think about, okay, do we have any common? Do we have hobbies that we like to do together? Like, if you can see yourself having a long-term relationship, I don't know. It may sound crazy, but when it comes to girls, friends are like relationships. Like, the same way you would seek a relationship in a man is kind of like the same way you would seek a relationship in the friend, but more platonically. Friends is going to be hard. Losing friends is going to be hard. Having friends in general is just hard. But learn yourself. Like I said, going back to that self-love. Learn yourself and what you like. What are your morals? What are your views? And decide, are you a low maintenance friend or a high maintenance friend? Because I have learned as I've gotten older, I'm very much a low maintenance friend. Like, I don't want to talk every day. I don't want to talk every day. I don't want to text every day. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm very wishy-washy. As the Aries, I'm not gonna lie. Some days I be wanting to talk to you all day, every day. The next week, I might decide I don't want to talk at all. Actually, I want to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. And that's just me. But that's why I love my friends, because they accept me for who I am. Friendships is just, it's a lot, okay? That, baby, I can make a whole episode about friends. But just to sum it up and get into it, don't be scared to make new friends, but also choose your friends very wisely. So our next topic is going to be boundaries, right? This is something that I struggled with for a very long time. I struggled with boundaries for a long time because as a kid, I was very much a people pleaser. I was very much the person that wanted to please my family, my friends, all of the above. And as I've gotten older, I realized, yes, I want to help others. Yes, I want to help people if they need it. But it's helping them. But it's not helping me because I would always be the one who's drained. I would always be the one who is emotionally torn. So I think that it's very important that you have boundaries with your friends and your family. It's important you have boundaries with anybody, even the people you work with. You need to set the tone. It's not about being rude. It's not about you, oh, she's so stuck up, she's so this. At the end of the day, if you do not set the tone and set the bar, people are going to take advantage of you. People are going to abuse you because they know, oh, she's always going to say yes. She's always down to do something. If you know that you can't afford to do something, or if you know that you don't want to go somewhere, tell your friend, I can't go. And that's okay if you can't go. When it comes to your family and your mama wants you to always go pick up your brother, or your auntie wants you to watch your cousins, tell them no. Okay, yeah, if it's just an emergency and they need help, cool. But at the end of the day, if you genuinely cannot do it, tell them no. It's not about, oh, you're I don't know. It's kind of going back to self-love. Like, choose yourself in any situation. I'm not saying that you should just completely not do things for other people and you should not help others, because of course you need to help others. Don't block your blessings. But at the same time, you need to put yourself first, because eventually you're going to keep doing stuff. You're going to keep helping people, and then you're going to be the one who's emotionally drained and tired. And like I said, this also comes to people who you work with. Don't let people who work with you think that, okay, we're at work and we're co-workers and we do this and that mean they can just run all over you. No, you need to set the tone. You need to set boundaries and let them know, like, this is not that. And you could keep it cute. You could keep it casual. And you can keep it professional. But at the end of the day, I can say that work and workplace environments can be very toxic. So it is very important that you walk in, chin up. Don't let anyone's choices or don't let anyone's emotions affect you to the point where you feel like, okay, well, I told them no and now they're mad, so maybe I should just do it. No, they'll live. They'll be mad for a little bit, but they'll get over it. And if it's your friend or your family or whoever and they stay mad at you, then that is not your friend and that is not your family, baby, okay? Because anybody who genuinely cares about you would care about your feelings and would be like, you know what, I understand that she's saying no, and that's okay. Let me figure out something else, okay? Period. Our next topic is going to be relationships, okay? I know everybody and their mama got an opinion on relationships. Keep it to yourself, okay? This is my podcast. So I'm going to say how I feel, and you can say how you feel, but say it in the comments, okay? And keep it cute. So when it comes to relationships, I'm so tough on a man. It's bad. And I'm in a relationship. I am in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for a while. And I can say that it is a lot of girls out there. And I'm sorry, baby. And this you, hey, if the shoe fits, then the shoe fits, babe. But when it comes to relationship, a lot of y'all need to stand up, okay? Stop letting that man tell you can't go outside. Stop letting that man tell you can't go out with your friends. And stop letting that man tell you can't do anything at all. Hello? Now, like I be saying, I got a dad. I don't need a man to tell me what I can and cannot do. I got a dad, and I will not let a man try to control me. Because at the end of the day, we're not married. We are dating, and I'm still young, and I'm going to do what I want. Now, if you insecure and you can't get down with that, then that's your problem. But at the end of the day, y'all be so... And sometimes it's not even a man. Let me say that. Sometimes it's not even a man. It be y'all. It be y'all. Because y'all be wanting to lay up with that man all day. Y'all don't be wanting to hang out with y'all friends. And then when y'all get in a relationship, y'all don't even want to talk to your friends no more. It's like, as soon as you get in a relationship, your friends just disappear over here to the side. And it's just you, my man, my man, my man. No. Stand up, okay? At the end of the day, a man is always going to be there. It is so many men in this world. I'm not saying that, okay, you shouldn't cherish the person that you with if that is a really good person. If you are really with a really good person and you know, okay, this is a person I want to marry, okay, cool. But a man who is secure within himself and loves himself, okay, he's not going to worry about, oh, if she's going out, I can't trust. If you know that your man is secure and you know your man loves himself, he will not even care about what you're doing because he trusts you. He believes that, okay, I'm not worried about her life, because it's the same thing with him going out with his friends. It's the same situation if the roles were switched. I'm very big when it comes to double standard. I hate a double standard. At the end of the day, if you do it, then I can do it too. So if you can go out with your friends and stay all night, I can go out with my friends and stay all night. I'm not saying y'all shouldn't respect each other. Now, it's different if like you don't come home or something, or if y'all don't live together, y'all don't communicate that y'all going out. Okay, that's different. But in a relationship, communicate, set boundaries like you would do with anybody else, and stand up, okay? Because there should be no reason why y'all are in relationships and y'all acting like y'all married, and then y'all be like 19. Y'all be like 19, not going outside, in the house with that man, and then laid up talking about, oh, well, he don't want me to go outside and he don't want me to do this. Girl, that is not your daddy. Hello? Like I said, respect your partner. But at the end of the day, baby, we young and turn over here, okay? So go outside and be with your homegirls, because then you're going to look up, and if you and that man break up, you ain't going to have no friends left. It's going to be like, poof, poof, be gone, literally. Very last topic of our podcast is going to be elevation and comfortability. So another topic that I love. I just love this whole girl talk. I feel like everything about this girl talk is relatable. It's definitely for the girls, and I feel like everybody should be able to relate, okay? So when it comes to elevation, you have to be able to sacrifice things. You have to be able to sacrifice people if you want to be great, okay? It's going to be hard. Trust me. It's going to be hard not being friends with this person because they're not better than you. It's going to be hard saying, oh, I can't go outside this night because, baby, I got a test in the morning. I got to lock in. It's going to be hard turning things down, but it's only going to put you in better positions in the future. And what I can say is, don't let temporary fulfillment contradict your future. Because at the end of the day, yes, you might say yes to going outside. You might say yes to having that drink. But what consequences are you going to face for those things? And that's what it takes when it comes to elevation. And it's the same thing with comfortability. I can truly say that you have to do things that make you uncomfortable. You have to be uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, it makes you work so hard and it pushes you so much beyond measure. So me personally, I love to be uncomfortable. I love when I'm in a comfortable state because it makes my mind just work 100 miles per minute. It makes me think, what should I do? What can I do? What shouldn't I be doing? Where could I be going? I don't know. It truly just makes me think outside the box when it comes to me being uncomfortable. And sometimes God puts us in uncomfortable situations so that we can move to the next space in our life. So all I can say is, to wrap everything up after everything I've talked about and some key points, love yourself, okay? Love yourself. Like, don't care about nobody else. Love God and love yourself. Don't be afraid to shy away from things that you know and try new things and try new experiences and be around new people. Leave that man at home. Go out with them homegirls. Go have you a drink. Go do some experiences. Go do some activities. Get on that plane and take a trip. You know what I'm saying? We all need mental health breaks. We all need to just step back from work and be like, you know what? Let me just take a trip. Be uncomfortable, okay? Stay uncomfortable, because when you get too comfortable, you ain't gonna want to get back up and do it again. When you get too comfortable, you're not gonna want more for yourself, and there's always gonna be more, and there's always better. That is our very first episode of For the Girls podcast. Tell me what you guys think. Leave a comment down in the comment section below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we're gonna get into our Let's Get Into It segment of the podcast. Our icebreaker segment, hey girl, let's get into it. So basically, I'm gonna ask y'all questions. Every single episode, I'm gonna ask a question, and I want y'all to answer y'all opinions in the comment section, and then tell me what y'all think, or if y'all can relate. Question of the day is, are you a high or low maintenance friend? What's your definition of a high, low maintenance friend, and what type of friend are you? Do you prefer to have high or low maintenance friends? So I talked about this a little bit in the podcast, but yeah, shed your light in the comments on if you're a high maintenance or low maintenance friend. What do you think that means to you? And can you relate to being one of those types of friends? Okay. But yeah, girl, that's a wrap on today's episode of RAW&Becoming. Thank y'all so much for tuning into my very first podcast episode. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all want to follow your girl, your host. My @name on Instagram is @TamiaJanae. Until next time, stay raw, stay soft, and keep becoming. Bye, girl.